One thing I hear a lot of in the blues community, in Australia at least, is it doesn't matter what amp you play, it doesn't matter what guitar you have, you'll sound like you. Now, I absolutely believe that, but not being fussy with your tone is, I don't know, it's like anything. If you're not fussy with certain things in your life, then you're just going to sound average. And you can get a great player on an average amp and he'll still sound great, but you get a great player on a great amplifier and or pedal combo or guitar combo, he's going to sound even better. And that's not only to the musicians, but to the people in the room. I've heard great guitar players use amps that they're not familiar with, and they struggle. I mean, they still play great, but the tone and their feel is compromised. And I think it's one of those things where being fussy with your sound makes you stand out in a room full of guitar players who sound average. You can have a great tone and not be as strong a guitar player as somebody else, but you'll still sound good. That's just my opinion. I've seen guys that have great chops but terrible tone, and to me they don't really sound that good. They could sound better, and I don't know if it's just a guitar player thing, so if it is, just let me know. Generally, most guitar players are more critical of other musicians than any other musician would be of any other muso. So you could get a bass player who's a great bass player. He appreciates other great bass players. He appreciates great guitar players or drummers or other musicians. I don't see the bass players getting as hung up on these factors of, well, maybe it's more of an ego thing, but to me, good playing, good tone goes hand in hand, and good tone also motivates you to play better, and it also makes you play in a way that where you feel more free. If you're not happy with your sound or you're just putting up with it, then to me that's lazy. I don't think settling for second best is a good option a lot of the time. And that's a good thing to take into any part of your life. I think if you want to do something, do it right and find the sound that works for you. And that sound will then become identifiable. I think after a few years of using different amps and different pedals, you'll tend to sound like you through all of these different amplifiers. But what you might hear personally is something better. Whereas other guitar players or other musicians might not hear the same thing as what you're hearing. They'll just hear your tone. So that's what it comes down to. Find the tone you like, and you should be able to get that through just about any amplifier or guitar or pedal just by dialing it in, and then you'll get something close to the sound that you really like. I just feel you shouldn't just settle for okay tone. I think if you're a competent guitar player or you're playing a lot, definitely find a sound that's unique to you, and as long as you're happy with it, that's the main thing.